All right, so what we gonna call this? The waiting room show?
The waiting room. Like the girls' room. Remember?
Okay.
The waiting room.
All right. So, guys, we are here in the waiting room, and that's on EIEIO. Yes. You already know. So, we're going to jump right into the topic because there's been so many things going on that has delayed this segment.
Don't do that. We were
Right, don't
today.
preach when you're the reason. What?
Don't do that.
Hello. So we're going to dive right into this segment. As you guys know, on the Fleur Lene Waiting Room Show, we're actually relaunching because I haven't been on here in a while. But I feel more comfortable when I have guests because we can really have a dialogue and conversation. And who better to have it with than my colleagues, my partners, my business associates, and blah, blah, blah. So, boom. Here, you guys already know. It's your girl, the Great University, Tashni, Fleur Lene, CEO. This is my baby,
Sapphire Diana,
Blue Phoenix,
Faith,
Alan, and Pooh. We got the painted pilot. Oh, go ahead. You can say your own name.
The painted politician, a.k.a. the political rebel. You already know what it is.
Hello, hello, and that's what old McDonald. E-I-E-I-O. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. All right, so tonight, one of today's topics that we're going into is... I forgot. I know. Sisterhood in business.
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
It's possible to work with your fellow sisters, right?
I feel like you gotta get the right people though, because as much as we want to talk about women empowerment and sisterhood and everything like that, there's a lot of women who feel like them boosting you makes them smaller. And so you can't really get the empowerment that you need because somebody else is afraid that if they support you too much, then it'll take away when everybody can eat.
But I think, and I agree, I think that's going to move into our next segment. But I think the issue is that there's so much insecurity within ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I personally, and I tell people all the time, before I got to where I was, I used to be the biggest fraud walking the face of the earth. A fraud. Like, I'd be like, oh, yes. Oh, you opening up a new hair salon? Yes. Hating like a MF internally.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't secure with who I was and where I was going and where I was at. Yes.
Right.
So, it's hard to be happy for someone else when you're not happy within yourself.
Very true.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
me right now, if one of you guys like, yo, I just got $1 million, I'm happy as hell.
Right.
For y'all. But that's because it's a growth.
Right.
But you have to really take moments of assessing where you are and understand, like, why am I hating? That's my girl.
Right.
She would be happy for me. That's my sister. Oh, because I ain't doing shit with my own life.
Right.
So that's why I'm mad with her. And so when it's time to work with another sister in business, if I'm not in tune with who I am and where I'm going and clear on my own vision and the trajectory of my life, once we work together, I'm going to start to not be that worm. Because you got to understand, I always talk about the worm and the snake. The worm helps turn the soil, helps things grow.
Right.
Instead, you'll be that snake that's there just to wait. So I could just steal and so I could snip and just kill you out of your own and trick you out of your own spot.
Right.
So it's all about understanding where you are and being mature enough to say, you know what? I ain't going to work with that. And that's why I always say it's a difference. All that sis shit, what I always say, that's the hissing sound of a snake. Don't, oh, you my sis. Ma'am, no, ma'am, sir, sir, ma'am. Ma'am, sir, I don't want to be your sis. I hear a hissing sound. I hear a snake. I don't like it.
Right.
Go ahead, painted politician. What's your thoughts?
So the main thing for me is just the boundaries when it comes to working with sisters in business. I feel like a lot of people don't understand the bound between, a friendship and actually taking care of business.
Right.
So when you're trying to get involved with the people around you and you're like, okay, let's start a business, let's do this, that, and the third, it's like, okay, can I actually see me working with you? Like, aside from us being family and me wanting to put, like, the people close to me on.
Right.
Like, aside from me wanting to do that, can I really work with you?
Right.
Like, would it be lucrative?
Right.
And is it a partnership?
Is it a partnership? or is it a way for you to climb a little bit on my back to reach the road?
Real fast,
yeah.
guys. Click, tag, share, comment, all that good stuff. Set your notifications. Subscribe.
All that.
Boom.
Smash that
Yes.
like button.
Hit it.
Smash it, okay?
Smash it.
These are conversations that most people don't want to have because they're deep and people want to hide within themselves from the truth. But
Right.
the only way we heal and the only way we build is by telling the truth and being accountable and being very transparent. And that's what you're going to get on here. Every day you ain't going to get gospel, you might get ratchet.
Girl.
You might get ghetto. Every day you might not get righteous, you might get ratchet. Every day you might not get prayer, you might get, oh, we about to put hands on somebody. So you got to understand, we cussers and we also, courteous of y'all sometimes. It depends on what we're talking about.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so let me get all the cussing out now. Okay. No. So then moving forward. No, but I agree. And I think people don't also understand, like, all this sis, miss me with that.
Mhm.
Right.
If I call it what you want, because of experience, I guess, I'm very leery. And one, I don't trust a MFer.
Listen.
And that's number one.
Listen.
And the reason
Especially
being,
not with no business.
No, for real.
no, because of my own experiences and,
Yeah.
and how I used to be. So I know that I could smile, grin, and all that and still be hating inside.
Yeah.
So it could be that you could be that same person working right beside me that's like, yeah, I got you, side, da-da-da-da. But internally is figuring out, okay,
Mm-hmm.
how I could set her up to get robbed.
Don't we know these people?
How I can...
Right. Come on.
No, we know these
Listen.
people. And they come and
Listen.
they oh,
Come
almost.
on.
Wait.
I looked around.
Wait, the wall started closing in on you, didn't it?
No, the
That fighter flight.
the walls. I started looking around. But yes,
Trying to
there
find
are
an
so many people. But here's the thing. Ain't nothing slick to a can of oil. So when you already know and you peep game,
Hello.
I like to play
Yeah.
dumb personally.
Absolutely.
I love it. I
It's the best.
love it.
Absolutely.
Because then when I hit you with the boo banger, you like, well, what? I thought
Where
I-
that came from.
right. Yeah, I already peeped you a mile away.
But that's why
But
discernment is important.
Dessert.
Come
Oh,
on.
for real.
Wait
It
a
never
minute.
let us.
Come on.
So when
Wait
you
a minute.
see it and you see people
That's the word.
who are trying to work with you, they're
Right.
not trying to work with you. They're trying to work you out.
Right.
Yeah.
They're trying to
Yeah.
work you out of your spot. They're trying to work you out. That's why when people be like, oh, I just want to pick your brain. No, baby. Pick your payment plan because I can't give you
Hello?
nothing for
How
free.
you
Hello, pick
doing?
your nose.
Pick your
And
nose.
so
Pick
you're
your
getting nothing
draws.
on me.
The
But
invoice.
you're not picking my. There
How
you go.
you doing?
Pick up your ATM card.
Pick your choice
Pick
of
up-
payment.
Pick up PayPal. But
Put it
what
on
you
the
will
shirt.
not do
Wait a minute.
is pick my brain because
Not for
I have
free.
spent experience, tears, and everything is not about a dollar sign. But I have spent a lot.
Mhm.
And where I am today has cost me a lot of friendship, a lot of tears,
Absolutely.
a lot of heartache,
Mhm.
a lot of losses. Okay, a lot of gains, but it took me a
Lessons.
lot of L's, a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
So for you to think you're gonna come on board and act like you my partner, in reality, I know you're not trying to work with me, but you're trying to work me out of
Hello.
everything that I've done. I see you, and
How you
therefore
doing?
it ain't gonna work.
Never.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna set you up for failure.
Yeah, but see,
And I'm
And
never gonna put you in. I'm gonna play you every time.
and that's another thing that we have to get out of the habit of doing is saying that we spent. Because when you say you spent, like I spent time on this, I spent money on this, I spent. Now that's an indicator that you lost something. When you spend money, you lose that money. It doesn't really come.
I
in.
invested.
Right.
You invested.
I invested
Ooh.
a lot of experiences, a lot of time.
Yes, ma'am.
My girl. All right, because when you
That's
do an
investment.
investment, honey, you get an ROI. Okay, you get a return on your investment.
Okay.
Even though it may not always come back how you want, because even when it come back
Listen.
as a lesson,
You
And
got
how-
something
hello.
you gain from it.
You gain from it.
you better go on and
I
preach,
got you.
sisters.
Y'all better-
Now this is sister,
This is hello.
How you doing?
and not the
Y'all
sis
better not the
that end with the snake and the rattle. So with that being said, guys, leave your comments. Let us know what you think. Don't be rude, because we can be rude too, and you won't like our rudeness.
You won't.
So at all, and we ride for each other. So therefore, you might have a comment about me, and I don't see it, but they see it, and baby, don't come, because we didn't send for you. But we would like for you to leave a comment, and let's just have a real conversation. Tell your friends about it. Like, I feel like a lot of women, I think what we do is we get so caught up in the hype of social media,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the minute someone responds to you, or you know how many people, you see my DMs, you see my Instagrams, you see you guys work with me behind the scenes, so y'all get to really see, y'all are close to me.
Right.
How many people will say, oh, that's my sis, that's my this, oh, sis this, sis that.
And you don't know
All day, all night.
And you do not know that.
Now, some people
All day,
may,
all night.
some of those people may truly be genuine and feel like, yo, that's my sis because I love what she's promoting. She's my sis because we're the same color skin. And they may really vibe. And then you have some other people who are just clout chasers.
And that then creates a space where you're like, I really don't want to, not that I can't, I don't want to trust anybody. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Because I don't know
you
your
still
angle.
have the potential.
I don't know your angle.
Yeah, it's the potential of you still being able to bite me in my back.
And it's how genuine are you? Learn me.
Yeah.
Learn me.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
don't know me. The Great University, yes. She's one person.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Flora Lene, total different brand.
Yeah.
But Tasha Neek,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there are
Yes.
so many layers to me like an onion that when you get to the center, you will cry deeply.
Listen,
And I let nobody in that center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you to just pull back the little, what's the part of the onion? The little peel, the little
Yeah.
crumbly little stuff
skin.
The skin.
Yeah.
that part. You peel that, then you got that little thin,
Yeah.
what's that
film.
little, I always,
That still need
I-
that little.
you got to pull that off. And then you got another one because it's like, you ain't
Yeah, that
right.
might
Let me
still
take
be
Yeah,
skin.
yeah.
Hold
So
on.
now I
before
got-
you get to that
before you
pure
get to the
onion.
heart of the onion.
Yeah.
So before you get to the heart of me, you have to peel back layers. And in peeling back those layers, I have to learn you.
Yeah.
And I have to learn to love you through your bullshit.
Yeah.
Because we all have it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's so easy for us to call other people out when they bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are moments within myself, I'm like, Tasha, you tripping.
And we running high from it.
And we
Right.
try, I can't though.
It's
Because
hard.
I'm so on social media so much,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't even run from it. You know what's so crazy? People hate social media so much. This is midway transition. So many people be like, oh, I hate social media. What I love about some social media is a few things, but one of the things I love is that shit keeps me accountable.
Yeah.
Because I can't fraud. Because
Yeah.
one of these folks is waiting.
Waiting.
Lurking.
One of the sisters.
Waiting.
One of the
Set.
sisters
Lurking.
is
for you to
waiting.
slip up.
Lurking.
So I can't.
Waiting for
You
that.
can't.
Waiting for this.
I can't.
But
waiting
also,
for this
I
to
feel
come.
like that's why you need the discernment to know whether you religious, whether you spiritual, whatever,
Or full of shit.
or how you doing.
Listen.
Acknowledge
Because
where you are.
majority of the time, that's what it is.
Acknowledge where you are.
Yeah.
You gotta stand on it.
Hello, 10
If
toes
that's
down.
who you are,
And if
stand
my
on it.
prayer to God is, whoever you bring to me for my business, let it be right, let it be genuine, I ain't even gonna have to do the work. Because by the time
Girl, you
get
giving me chills. You
to
doing a lot.
me, I'm already gonna know that's not somebody. Because he already said, don't touch my anointed. So now you just come in with you.
Mhm.
But God came to me first and said, you not who's supposed to be here.
Mhm.
So as much as you may
Oh,
think,
you
we
taking
could
it this
swindle. Hold
But,
on.
oh,
Because you could swindle, but I
but
can
now
swindle
that
too.
means you have to be aligned.
And I can tell you enough
You have to be
make
aligned
you feel like
spiritually, though.
you know something.
Mhm. That's
And
right.
you don't know what mother
That
would
alignment.
think. Okay?
If you are not aligned,
That alignment.
that's like this paper. It's
Mhm.
aligned.
Yes, ma'am.
If these lines was crooked and all jagged, I wouldn't be able to read it.
Hello.
So if you are not aligned with
Hello.
God, you won't be able to read the person that's coming towards you.
How
and
you doing?
and you can't be so thirsty for an opportunity that you drink gasoline
Or
and
life.
mistakenly thinking it's water. Because it's both clear.
Steak
Don't mean
on a trash can lid.
steak on a trash can lid. So many times in my past experiences, and I'm very transparent, I have been so thirsty, hungry for an opportunity, hungry for somebody to put me on, that people would reach out, not realizing that there was venom that they were spitting at me, thinking
Yeah.
that they spitting game.
Yeah.
But in reality, I'm so thirsty
Yeah.
That you're drinking.
that I'm drinking my own poison. They giving me poison, but because it's clear,
And it sound
gasoline,
good and it look good.
listen, Clorox and water look the same pretty much,
Yeah.
right? So you give me a cup of water, a cup of gasoline. If I'm that thirsty, I ain't paying attention enough, and I'm just drinking it because it's quenching my thirst for the moment.
For the
Meanwhile,
moment.
I don't realize that
And
it's
it's killing
me.
you. Come on. Come on.
So you gotta be very much so aligned with God or whomever your spiritual being is. Me personally, I am a believer in God and in Christ.
Amen.
Make no mistake.
Amen.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Am I still in tune with the universe? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I still acknowledge Allah? Yes, because that's God in my eyes. But make no mistake. I am Christ chosen.
Yes,
Christ
ma'am.
certified and anointed approved.
Yes, ma'am.
Make no mistake.
Trademark.
But trademarked.
Listen, hello.
So, with that being said, you have to be in line with who your spiritual being is and what you're connected to, so that when those people come, before they come to you, God has already sifted them out, so that when this one here, again, I'm transparent. I met her on fucking I met her on freaking Instagram. This is the truth. Am I lying?
No, not at all.
Oh wow.
But let me tell you how dope, how dope it is. She had been messaging me because she had always promoted my brand. And I don't go to other people's pages because most times people's pages is private. I'm not even about to try to follow you back. I ain't got time. So her page was open. I said, oh, let me see who this girl is. Because she's always promoting it. I don't know her.
Mm-hmm.
But she was so consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And her energy towards me was consistent. Now, make no mistake. I am very much so aware of witchcraft. People have tried witchcraft on me a couple years prior. Especially when I was really touring and doing a lot of motivational speeches. Make no mistake, I've been on thousands of stages. So, you know, I've dealt with the witchcraft and all that. So, I'm
Which is
very
very
leery.
much real.
Oh,
Very real.
there's facts, okay?
Very real.
I can name some people who have done it. People who have showed up. And I've had, Brianna, you know, I mean, Painted Politician, you know, I've had events where we're 300, 400 deep in an event for me, and there's a few people that you could just tell.
Yeah.
And so I'm very leery of anybody. But it was something about this girl. I'm like, okay, God, I don't want to make the same mistake. You know. And I didn't pay her no mind. I just said, she's cute. I like it. That's so cute. And I would just respond in DM like, thank you so much, baby. And it was all generic. Until one day I sent her a very authentic message. I don't know if it was a voice memo.
I think it was a typed out message.
It was a message, and I was just saying, like, listen, when I go up, I'm taking you with me because you're a real one. I can tell your genuine spirit, and even though I never had met her.
Okay.
Now this was sometime last year.
Yeah.
And
Beginning
this
of
was
the
beginning
pandemic.
of the pandemic when
Yep.
I first launched Florida Name, when I was selling it for via Cash App. I didn't even, when I was selling it in glass jars and the shit was breaking before people got it. Like, I was just trying, I didn't even, these expensive behind chemicals I use now and products and oils I use now, I wasn't doing that. I was just making it based off of how it worked for me. And then after, over time, I did research. So this was that far back. The beginning of COVID, and I could just tell her energy. I did not know that God was setting it up for such a time as this. He knew I wasn't prepared to receive her then. Because I still was at such a point where I didn't trust. I still don't trust, but it's one of the trusts came on. Okay, it was, I used to not trust. Yes, I used to not trust. Now I just don't trust. You see what I'm saying? It's growth.
Okay.
And so, but such a time as this, he knew that I would need her.
Yeah.
And one of the things I struggle with in my own pride and ego way, and it's not pride in the way of being, you know, boastful or, oh, I don't need nobody. I'm afraid to let people know that I'm vulnerable or that I need. And so, I couldn't say, years ago, I would have never said I needed her, but I need her now because I realize my weakness.
Okay.
I'm not good at being organized. I'm good at strategy. I'm good at content. I'm good at creativity. I'm good at making things happen. But I'm not good at seeing it all the way through because I'm all over. I have ADHD.
Okay.
And that's documented, right? Medically. So because I deal with depression and anxiety. So with all that, if I don't have nobody a little sane, this shit's going down and fast.
All right. Okay.
But he knew that there was going to be an overflow.
Yeah.
Where if I would have accepted her then, because I was still not where I am now,
You wouldn't have been able to appreciate
I wouldn't have been able to appreciate her or
Absolutely.
properly receive her or
Absolutely.
reciprocate what she was giving to me.
Absolutely.
So I make sure that now when we say sisters in business, we could be in a car, and it'd be random, and I'd be like, look, you know what? I'll turn the music down out of nowhere. Like, listen, what you need to do is that. I hope you're writing this down because I ain't gonna remember. Am I lying?
Not at all.
And it'd be like, this is what I need you to do for your business. And then I'll go back to the music. 5 minutes later, you know what else you need to work on? Da da da. Because I want to continue to feed her.
Yeah.
The way she's feeding my business. Her sitting at her desk and doing the background stuff that my mind won't allow me to sit still long enough to do. She does it. That takes so much pressure off of me. I want to make sure that she's going to win with Flora Lene regardless because we're a team. You're going to win regardless with Flora Lene because we're a team. But I also want Painted Politician to win. I want Bloom to win. I want Blue Phoenix Fit to win. And so, individually, on top of
the joint,
the joint effort and the culmination of all of us building.
Yes, ma'am.
And I wasn't like that before. Maybe 9 months ago, I might not have always been to this point, but there was a constant.
But where was that shift? What was that shift for you, honestly?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we acknowledge the fact that there was a shift,
But where did it
but
come
we don't
from?
acknowledge what the shift was.
Yeah.
So what was that shift that said, okay, I know I can't do it by myself. Let me lean and kind of accept the fact that this is who
I'm
is
gonna keep it all the way a beam. I'm gonna say I love my husband to life. Pain in the ass, the biggest one, but I love him to life. But I think one of the things I can't really pinpoint because now I have to think. But when you ask me this question again in a few weeks, because I have to really pull back some layers to process it. So I'm not going to give just some answer and bullshit. But one of the things I will say is my husband. He pushes me in a way that I want to punch him in the throat and do something nasty to him all at the same time.
Yes, ma'am.
Because, I forgot, your money. Okay, but because he does not cater to me. And he tells me exactly what the real is. He don't give a damn about my feelings.
Straight, no chaser.
He is this. I need you to get results. And he would dig in my behind like, you need to learn how to do this on your own. If you're not going to learn how to do it, then you need to hire somebody. I used to be like, I don't have no money. Yes, you do. You got money. Stop buying all these sneakers. Stop buying all this perfume. You buying all this hair. You buying all... No, but I'll figure it out. Well, while you sitting there spending all this time figuring out, you could be doing other things where you could hire somebody else to do it for you. But you keep... I'm like, but I don't trust somebody. He said, well, okay. Well, spend all your time figuring it out and never get nowhere. And he would say it. And it would hurt my feelings because it was the truth.
Yeah.
And the truth hurts.
And that part of the truth you hadn't been used to hearing.
I wasn't used to hearing that truth. And I wasn't used to being given the truth so, boom.
Yeah.
I was used to figuring out the truth on my own.
Right.
But he drop it on you and be like,
Right.
all right, I'm going to work.
Right.
You still going to be sitting there.
Right.
What are you doing? Did you make these calls? No, I forgot. I didn't get it done. Yeah, that's why you need somebody else. But okay. I said, okay. And over time, and so to really figure out where I was to really, I think one of the things I will say is I truly believe in my company wholeheartedly. Yeah. But more than me believing in it, I know that it's not by coincidence. I could easily start selling earrings, jewelry. People sell jewelry. Those are easy. You just do it generically, and you know. But I know this business was given to me.
Yeah.
I know this is not by...
It was a vision.
Yeah, it's not
First
just
of
by
all, I
chance.
need us to stop being in harmony.
Come on.
Okay? Because since this started, we just been singing over here, okay?
How you
We are singing at this point.
I really believe that this is God's vision for my life.
Yeah.
Or this is one aspect of what he has for me. Because it's just constantly something growing, and when I'm getting frustrated with a business, he'll pop out and it'd be crazy sales and so because I trust God, I may not trust people, but because I trust God and I'm so comfortable with where I am with him, that I don't really have a choice but to go forth, and I left it to God. God, you're the CEO. This your business. Whenever we do meetings, I tell God in the prayer, it's just your baby first.
Yeah.
So, and I let him have it. So why would you set me up unless it's, and even if you sent somebody around me that was a snake, it's only for my lesson and it's only to make me stronger.
Right.
And God said, I know the plans I have for you,
Yeah.
to prosper you and not to harm you. So whatever He has in store, it's all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. So I know that anything that goes on with anybody around me, it's all going to work together for my good as long as He gives me life, health, and strength. So I can't focus on, is she going to do this? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? God, you take care of her. And anybody who has ever crossed me, anybody, there has been many.
Oh.
May God be my witness. God has dealt with them harshly
Listen.
and swiftly.
Listen.
Swiftly.
Listen.
When I tell you, and I'm not talking like, I'm talking harsh.
Yeah.
And He does it like this.
Yeah.
So I don't even,
Yeah,
I just
you
be
don't
like,
even have
He
to
protects
burden
his.
your mind with it.
He protects his.
Because
I don't
God
even have to
has
do
it.
nothing. So as long as I
You
trust
never
that
will.
Come
You
on.
never will.
that no
And
weapon
keep
formed
that
against me shall
alignment.
prosper. So God,
Okay.
it's going to
It's going to
form.
form.
There's a
Come
couple
on.
people that's going to act up. It's a couple things that's going to
But it
happen.
won't prosper.
Oh, but it's going to work for my good because that's what you said. So
Hallelujah.
oh, I ain't worried about it. Oh, you want to work for me? Come on. I like you. Now I don't just pick anybody. I have to have discernment, and I look at character
Yes.
of the person before I bring them on. I mean, I could have so many people.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when I started? I could have had. There's so many people who offered to work for free.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know.
But
How many
free work
people used
costs
to DM me? How many people used to DM me and say,
too
"Are
many.
you doing it wholesale? I
Too
want
many.
to be a wholesale vendor."
Too many.
For why? So you can take my product, take it to a manufacturer, and then learn
Add
what's
a
in it, and then
breakdown.
manipulate it. No, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you said to me, I want to sell this wholesale in my studio, done, because I'm already aligned with God and I'm aligned with who you are. That I already know where it's going to go.
Amen.
Exactly.
I'm cool with that.
Exactly.
But if I can't, certain transactions I'm not willing to do,
Come
Yeah.
on.
and I don't care if it costs me money. But if it's going to cost me my peace of mind, where I'm tossing and turning, wondering if I did the right decision, wondering what you're doing, I don't want it.
Then it's not worth it.
And the integrity of my business,
Come
I don't
on.
want it.
It's not worth it.
All money ain't worth it.
It ain't.
So
But they say all money ain't good money.
all money ain't good money, and I don't feel like every opportunity
Child.
is not an opportunity for me,
Absolutely.
and that's on that, and that's on old McDonald. E-I. Oh
So if you like
Listen.
this,
yes.
like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, comment so we know what we need to talk about. Follow Flora Lene on Instagram, Flora Lene, The Waiting Room on YouTube, Flora Lene on Facebook.
Flora Lene on everything.
Period.
Stop
And
playing.
get with the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Get with it. Last thing before we close out, one piece of advice, 30 seconds to anybody who is debating on doing business with a fellow sister or a fellow woman in business, and they're just like, I'm not sure. What would you advise them to do before they make the decision? Go.
Start with me. The first thing I would recommend you do is really sit back and decide, is this person benefiting me? If I cannot use you, I must dispose of you. And that's just what it is. If you have nothing to offer me and I'm only benefiting you, we can't work.
Yes,
Boom.
ma'am. Discernment. So whether that means you praying, you meditating, however you do it, your God speaks to you in a way that you understand. And ask and let your prayer be for them to send you people who will be genuine and help you to elevate. And to make it clear when there are folks coming to you that may be there to mess up the foundation.